Thank you for staying with us, and a warm welcome to those who've just joined us. Now, President Cyril Ramaphosa has deployed over 3,000 SANDF soldiers to help police maintain law and order in the country. The army, deployed under Operation Prosper, is helping the police until the 17th of next month, actually. The deployment will cost more than 166 million rand. Ramaphosa informed National Assembly Speaker and NCOP chairperson of the decision on Friday. Now, Defence Minister Thandi Modise said this past week that soldiers are on standby for today's shutdown organised by the EFF. Right, let's give you these live visuals from the Western Cape. That government tried by all means at its disposal to interdict the EFF from holding the national shutdown in the province, but the court granted the Red Berets the green light to proceed. Cape Town Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis and Safety and Security MEC JP Smith are patrolling potential hotspot areas to check what's going on and if everything is secure. What you're seeing there, in fact, is aerial view that ENCA is giving you of what's happening in that particular part of the city of Cape Town. This is where my colleague, in fact, Avu Mdila, is waiting for the protesters to start marching to whatever destination they are going to. But as you can see there, everything peaceful, really. The buses, Aviwe told us a little earlier on that there were buses that were arriving with crowds of people, either from SAFTU or the EFF in that particular area. They haven't started the march. They were supposed to start sometime this morning, but after lunchtime, it's still going ahead. But as you can see, there are police vehicles also in high numbers just to maintain law and order. We're seeing taxis as well, still operating as per usual. You might remember that one of the biggest taxi associations in South Africa, that's Santako, last year, saying that they will not form part of today's national shutdown, that taxis will be operating as per normal. We saw in Soweto, for example, that taxis were still taking commuters around. So that's the aerial view that we are showing you from the city of Cape Town, with those protesters or marchers preparing to take to the streets or continue with their protest. Let's take you to the capital now. That's in Pretoria, another seat of government, and that's where we find my colleague Buleli Jones. He's also in the skies for us, monitoring the situation. EFF members marching to the union buildings just after an address by their leader, Julius Malema. Bule, what's happening where you are now? What are you seeing?
Look, it seems as though they're still being addressed by Julius Malema. Just a couple of things he spoke about. Of course, just got an update from our colleagues on the ground. It seems as though there will, of course, you'll also be opening a case against the provincial commissioner, Mr. Mwanazi, in KZN as well. That's the word from the colleagues on the ground, as Julius Malema will be taking action against him. But he's also said that, or accused government and the minister of sabotage, saying that the bus company that was supposed to copy to bring some of the members of the EFF to join the march, over 200 buses in the early hours of the morning were being cancelled as well. They couldn't make their way, hence why there's a low turnout this afternoon. But also he says that they're going to march peacefully around Pretoria, and that he says that government had enforced apartheid tactics. Also, a couple of that, he says that this is the most successful shutdown in history without looting or violence. Well, we're still waiting to see if everything will be peaceful. For now, they are still here in Pretoria, not far away from Burgers Park, and we know that they will be making their way to the union buildings as well. It hasn't been quite clear whether a memorandum will be delivered whatsoever. But we're still here looking at monitoring the march as well.
And Pule, how's the traffic looking? Everything seems to be smooth from what I'm seeing in terms of what you're showing us.
Yeah, everything seems to be smooth right now. The traffic, of course, is flowing smoothly. We haven't seen any traffic congestion whatsoever, particularly in the CBD as well. We see that everything is still going quite smoothly. Police officials also on the ground monitoring everything as well. And for now, we're just waiting to see when the marchers will be making their way to the union buildings.
All right, Pule Jones in the skies for us, just giving you an aerial view of what's happening in the capital, particularly that's Pretoria. That's where you actually see the biggest crowd of EFF supporters. They are preparing to march to the union buildings. Of course, that is the highest seat, the highest office, rather, in the land. But they did tell my colleague who's on the ground there, Manqoba Mchunu, that they are not planning to actually hand over any memorandum of demands when they get to that particular office there. They just want government to know about their demands, and they want President Cyril Ramaphosa to resign. Let's give you some visuals now coming from our team in Durban. That's Desan Thathia and his camera colleague. They were also in the skies for us in that particular city. And this morning, in KZN rather, they were in that province. And this morning in that province, there were some people who were burning tires and blockading roads with burning tires and rocks. But then there were community members who retaliated and started to remove all that barricading away from the streets so that people can continue, or motorists can continue with their journeys. And of course, as you can see there, that is a highway in the north of Durban. It's a four-way stop, actually, that we showed you a little earlier on, of EFF protesters, as well as SAFTU, actually, that were also protesting on that particular part of KZN. But what we understand is they were not disturbing any movement for motorists, etc. All right, I've had a lot of fun with you in the past 3 hours. Thank you very much for staying with me.